It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it's another Nursery Garden Center tour, a little behind the scenes at Waterwise Botanicals. Again, usually when I come in, chop, 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 I'm here to get what I need and get out. But it is just aloe season and everything is looking so spectacular that I wanted you to see. Look at this gorgeous vignette behind me of beautiful, beautiful succulents. This stand of Euphorbia millii Ready Red. This is one I use a lot in my installations. Here's another installation of Crassula undulata. This has been here for a while and I can't help it. And look at it. Just look at how it undulates and how this plant grows. It's so magnificent. I love that rather than take down the dead Melaleuca nosophila, they just left it up as art in the garden. That giant aloe hybrid right there is absolutely breathtaking, as is the stand of aloe that this lovely lady is painting behind me. What an incredible day at Waterwise. Look at this absolute mountain of Euphorbia Tirukali sticks on fire back there.
All right, let's go check out the shopping area.
Yes, let's check out Rapid Retail. There's lots of fun and funky art at Waterwise Botanicals, and our very own Cullen painted all of these fun wooden signs. So, when you first pull into Waterwise Botanicals, this is what you'll see on your right, and this is called Rapid Retail. This is a extremely large nursery with a tremendously huge growing grounds, and it can be a little overwhelming for those that aren't familiar with the layout. So remember this, when you come in, this is where you want to go, because in Rapid Retail, they basically pulled everything from the fields that looks really good and staged it in here. Wow, that's a beautiful Hercules. Tonganensis, used to be Bayerensis. And then remember, don't forget about Driftwood Larry and his wonderful driftwood. Waterwise is also carrying a really beautiful selection of pottery now. And look at the size. Oh, yay! It's been a minute since they had any 15-gallon agave blue glows, so I'm really, really happy to see those.
Hey, Mom, you should go run and get your clipboard. Go run and get it. Your clipboard.
We're not filming right now, right?
Yes, go run and get it. Faster.
These 15-gallon Petalanthus bracteus are winners. Now you'll note, well wait, this isn't Petalanthus. Or is it? No, this is a vine. This is somebody else. This is some other plant. But you will note that they are starting to drop their leaves. That is really, really normal at this time of year. Anytime the temps drop much below 40 degrees, they're going to pout and drop. Oh, must look at this. The Bull's O Mammillaria. Would you look at these? How fabulous are these? I'll be getting some of these today. They are so cool.
And the Aleuadia.
And the Aleuadia procera in the landscape. Look at that. And look at the size of these cactus, just for scale. Can you believe how big this thing is? It's a little disturbing, isn't it? If you've got a little baby one in your garden. Yeah, watch the potholes. And, you know, I mean, wow. You have so much to choose from in Rapid Retail. And here's the fabled bathtub. I love how they have staged ideas throughout throughout the garden center, throughout the growing grounds, you know, giving you just some really cool design ideas. I remember when this was planted, they had put some ghosties in here, and look at how they've crested. We've got a couple.
All of them are crusted.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, look at that. There's another one.
And right
Oh,
here.
and then over there
And
too.
right in front of me.
And right in front of me. Wow. Just amazing. You know, look at this. So beautiful. Lots of mangaves at Waterwise Botanicals now too, in different varieties. The agave bracteosa that I like to work with. Beautiful Crassula bonsai and portulacaria. Got cactus. Another beautiful selection of pottery. Those are gorgeous. I love me some glazed pots. And this is a bed that looks like it's in the process of being redone. And look at that gorgeous piece of staged driftwood there. See that ugly chain link fence behind it? The eye, in my opinion at least, is drawn here. It doesn't really extend back, at least not right away. So that's a really neat trick of the trade too, to kind of draw the eye forward and away from undesirable borrowed landscape. Yeah, there's some really, really beautiful arrangements. That old bird bath is so pretty. Pallet planter, and then more gorgeous pieces of driftwood. Dang, there's some big pieces.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. Look at that one. Really, really pretty. You're probably recognizing some Crassula undulata in the landscape too. That beautiful landscape hedge that I adore so much. Okay, and here's one of the upright portulacarias. I kind of, what's the word?
Don't hate it?
Well,
I like it.
I was kind of mean at Oasis about this plant and said I didn't like it. But in this context, against, again, the chain link fence, it doesn't look bad. It's green. I've seen worse. Woo-wee! Look at this Bacarnia recurvata.
That's definitely an elephant's foot.
That's an elephant's foot, all right. Oh my gosh, and this cactus. Dang. Wow. In these barrels, these have got to be 2.5 feet wide. Easily. Oh my gosh. Look at the footprint. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? Also a little terrifying too, huh? If I've planted one of these in your yard recently, have some faith. I promise I won't let it get this big. I will not let it. And in the landscape there is Petalanthus macrocarpa. This is the cousin, the diminutive cousin to the Bracteus. It has a smaller leaf, a little different color, more of a salmon colored flower, and it's just smaller. Just not as big, not as in your face. In your face.
We can take them inside the shade room.
Yes. Be still, my heart. It is a wreath o Echeveria harmsii. God, that is so gorgeous. Can you even with that? Wow. What a great idea. Sometimes the most genius things are the simplest. That is gorgeous. I've never seen a wreath of harmsii before. I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. In this palette planner, they just always keep it looking so good. I've taken more pictures of this and posted on my story on Instagram than I can shake a stick at. Oh, good.
There's so many. There's another one, Mom.
Oh, there are more? Oh, yep, there's another one. Oh, I wonder how much they are. We'll have to find out. Look at that. That carunculated echeveria. Isn't that cool? Then there's our tillandsias, our air plants. Lots of different ones to choose from.
Do you work here?
I do not. That's okay. I feel like I do. And yeah. See, if you are looking to create some shade in your personal garden, this is a solution. Just doing a simple pergola, a simple 2x4 structure covered with slats and some screen. And voila, you've got instant shade. You know that I'm always talking too about Tom Jesh and how grateful I am that he's the manager of this nursery and how he always pulls my bromeliads for me. Aren't these stunning? Whenever I've got a little shade to work with and the potential and opportunity to put a little micro spray on the plants, I will do bromeliads, and I always get them from Tom. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And look at them growing in the driftwood. Look at that. Now, the only challenge with that would be water. You know, in parts of the country where it's humid, like, oh, I don't know, Florida or Texas, maybe in the shade, you could pull this off. But in arid San Diego County, we would have to hand water or come up with some sort of a misting system to keep that going. But I absolutely love the idea. Waterwise has also started carrying mother-in-law's tongue, or Sansevieria. Lots and lots and lots of Sansevieria. This is another really great house plant and great for shady locations in your yard where you might want some vertical growth. Just know that this is very prolific and it will spread like wildfire once it gets its legs. And then we can always count on Waterwise for having a great selection of various echeverias. And that's what these are. They're just lots of different crosses and hybrids. And then here we've got the naked teddy bear. Oh, pretty. Look at the new growth. It's very, very tropical looking. And then as opposed to the fang, which is more blue, silver blue, gray, and it's got fuzz, so it feels really soft. This is one that I use sometimes, but not a lot, because it can get a little rangy if it's not managed properly. And then we've got all the little stuff. All the little stuff. If you're into that, even a couple of vertical arrangements, some metal toolboxes so you can get an idea and some inspiration of how you might be able to work these plants into something stunning for yourself. So much inspiration here, so much to see. There are, as I said, acres and acres and acres of this garden, but what I've shared with you today is where you want to find yourself when you come to Waterwise Botanicals. Here's the tropical garden. You can see why. We have giant bromeliads, aloes, we have kalanchoe, aeonium, mangaves, a plumeria. Look at this euphorbia. Oh, no, look at the euphorbia. Look at the bloom on this bromeliad. How spectacular is that? Then this millii, you know, it's a little short on leaves and blooms right now because it is winter and it's a little chilly here in Escondido. This is zone 9B. But look at the Portulacaria afra, how this just owns this whole area of the yard. Dang. So he's got a big Schefflera here and some king palms, underplanted with more bromeliads. Here's some Portulacaria minima, some orchids. Now here's microclimates at work for you. This is another Euphorbia millii, but it's planted here under the protection of a couple of trees, and it's still retained all of its leaves and blooms. Oh, these are nice. 8-inch pots. Oh, here's that Echeveria minima that I love so much, but bigger. Like that a lot. These are the biggest minimas I've ever seen. Aw, and one of my all-time favorites, Aeonium sunburst, under a bougainvillea. More undulata. Yeah, more pretty flowers off of that bromeliad. And then, you know, Tom's got a lot of succulent compatibles that he sells here too. He sells roses, various salvias, you know, just tough Waterwise plants that, as I said, are very compatible with succulents. So it's not a one-stop shop. You can get, you know, pretty much any and everything that you might want. These are cool. These are Baccarnia recurvata multi-head in a 5-gallon can. How about that for bang for your buck? And here's the fabled Waterwise botanical catfish pond. Take a look at some of the size of some of these fish. They are big. Tom feeds them cat food. It seems to agree with them. And then if you look back on the mountain, you see that really dark purple. Those are Aeonium Zwartkopf.
Look at these big plants.
Yep, and then here we have the large boxed plants. Boxes and tubs. We have some Yucca rostrata. There were a lot more last time I was here. It looks like these might be smaller, and you can see the sign says not for sale, because this is also a growing grounds, so that not everything is for sale. Some things they are trying to grow out. Look at these Aloe Cameronii in the 15-gallon can. These look like they have been freshly planted. Based on the color, tells me that they probably aren't rooted, or are just maybe barely rooted. But wow, this is the gold standard for color and stress on this plant. This is why I love the Cameronii so much. Ooh, look, Hannah, Joe Hoax. Woohoo! Yes! Haven't had any Joe Hoax in a while, and most of the ones that I have in my landscapes have bloomed out. So yay, I'll have to go through these and pick out the best one and tag it for my upcoming job in Oceanside, which is why I have the clipboard. I'm placing an order. And before we sign off, Hannah, turn around and look at that big green Aeonium that's blooming out amongst the Zwartkopf. Isn't that just poetry? This is the place. This is ground zero. This is succulent heaven, and this has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity in Escondido at Waterwise Botanicals with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.